Court does call the case of the people of the state of Michigan versus Larry.
Good morning, Your Honor. Mary Tan, Assistant Prosecuting Attorney, on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Edward Drukes on behalf of Larry.
All right. Date time set for a preliminary examination. Now we're ready to proceed.
People are, Your Honor.
We are as well.
All right. Very good.
Your Honor, people called Stephen Quasi. Stephen?
Please come forward and be sworn.
Take C, raise your hand. Do you solemnly swear to affirm the testimony about the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes. Please spell your first and last name for the record. Stephen Quasi.
Yeah.
STVEINQWASNY.
All right. Very good. You may inquire.
Thank you, Your Honor. And I want to make sure I'm saying that last name right, because I think I've mispronounced it a few times. Is it Quasny? Okay. Mr. Quasny, could you please tell the court where you lived in 2018? As far as you know, is that city of Ann Arbor, state of Michigan, and Washtenaw County?
Yes.
Thank you. And in early, 2024, around January, February, did you walk into Ann Arbor Police Department station to report a crime? Okay.
A preliminary exam isn't a trial. It's a state's chance to show there's enough evidence to move forward. Think of it as a legal filter before the main event.
And did that crime that you're reporting involve a Larry Lee?
Yes.
Do you see Mr. Lee in the courtroom today? Could you please point him out, describe something he's wearing? Could you describe what he's wearing?
Jail.
Thank you.
Hold on one moment, Stan. The two people in the front row, you need to back up one row. Both of you. Excuse me. Yes, you guys just need to back up one row. All right, just that first row needs to be empty. Thank you.
Your Honor, may the record reflect the victim identified the defendant, pointed him out in the courtroom at defense counsel's table.
Without objection, record shall so reflect.
Objection.
Thank you, Your Honor. And what you reported, where did that take place? At that Dewey Street address you just mentioned? Okay. And can you please tell the court what you reported happened? When you say he, who are you referring to? Mr. Lee, defendant?
Yes.
Thank you. I'm sorry, I just have to be really clear for the record.
Yeah.
That's why I keep asking you questions. I'm going to ask you some questions about what happened.
The witness says this report came in years after the alleged incident. That gap in time will be a point the defense jumps on later.
If you need either one of us to rephrase anything, please let us know, okay? And you said you reported something that happened in 2018. Do you remember approximately when during that year it happened? Okay. And who was in your apartment when this crime happened?
Just
Okay. Can you tell us what had happened earlier in the evening? At what point did you get to your apartment?
So, people come over from after bars one night. Never met Larry before. He came with another friend that I had. I don't remember who she was, but it was not a girl. Maybe check out my place. He asked kindly to stay over because, well, everyone started to leave. It was down in the night. He asked to stay over because he was too drunk to drink. So I let him stay over.
I want to just pause you there. So he asked to stay over because he had been drinking.
Yes.
You let him stay over. At that point, had he done anything to make you feel like that would be a concern of yours for him to stay over? Okay. Good. Well, go ahead. What happened after you allowed him to stay over?
So I fall asleep. I wake up to him in my bed, buck ass naked, stick out.
Okay. I'm going to go back a little bit and then we'll get to the details, okay?
Of course.
Before you went to bed, you indicated he was staying at your place. Where was he supposed to be sleeping?
On the couch.
Okay. Before you went into your bedroom, was he on the couch?
Yes.
Okay. And had you indicated, excuse me, had you indicated to him that that's where he was going to be sleeping?
Yes.
Key detail. The accused allegedly stayed over because of intoxication. But legally, that favor sets a stage for what happens next.
Do you remember approximately what time it was? Was it early, late?
6, 7.
Okay. And had everybody been at your house and kind of drinking and just spending time until then?
Yes.
So he's on the couch. You're going to bed at that point in your bedroom? Thank you. Had you, can you describe just to the court very briefly the layout? So where's the living room in relation to the front door, and where's your bedroom?
They're pretty close. It's not very close.
So you went to your bedroom. Were you starting to get ready for bed, or were you already in bed when Mr. Lee entered? And what's the first thing you notice?
His dick was out.
Okay. Were you awake? How did you wake up before you saw him? Okay. So you're sleeping in your bed, and I'm gonna ask you to be a little more detailed if you can. You're sleeping in your bed. What's the next thing that happens that you remember? And did that wake you up? His presence? Okay. And when you wake up and you open your eyes, what did you see?
Yeah.
Mr. Lee, is that who you're referring to?
Yes.
Okay. And if you remember, did he have any clothes on?
No.
No clothes on at all?
I mean, like, his shirt was kind of off. His pants were down. Like, they were like around like his knees or something.
Okay.
So,
were you wearing any clothing in bed?
yes.
And so you wake up, you see Mr. Lee, and you said his penis was exposed?
Yes.
Do you remember if he was doing anything with his penis?
And like that moment, I was kind of like feared for my life. It's the first night I ever met him, and you know, it's not a fun situation to wake up to.
What happened next? So you wake up, you see Mr. Lee, his penis is out. What happened next?
I stayed the fuck out of my house.
Did Mr. Lee get closer to you or do anything to your body?
He was resisting.
Okay, can you tell the court a little bit more about
So
that, please?
he was trying to fuck my pants, saying it would be okay. Don't tell anyone. And I just kept yelling, screaming. I was laying up at the time.
So at this point, because you saw when you saw Mr. Lee, I want to go back a little bit. When you saw Mr. Lee, how far was he from your bed?
He was in.
He was in your bed already. Okay. And then what's the next thing he did? You said he tugged at your pants?
Yeah.
Okay. As he's tugging at your pants, is that when you were telling him to get out and yelling?
Yes.
And what was he able to move your pants down?
No.
Were you fighting him?
Of course.
Do you remember, or were you laying on your stomach, back, or side?
The living room was supposed to be the safe zone, the couch. Crossing that boundary is a moment this story turns.
So as he's tugging at your pants, where on your body? I know this is, silly question because we know where pants are, but where on your body is he touching as he's pulling? When you screamed at him to get out of your apartment, did he leave right away?
Resisted.
Did anything happen after he was tugging at your pants to pull them down?
No.
And you said he was saying some things to you.
Yeah. Just let it happen. It's okay. I'll have to tell everyone.
And what in your mind did you believe that to mean? Just let it happen. Let what happen?
To try to sleep with me.
Was his penis out during all of
Yes.
this whole interaction? Did he eventually leave?
Eventually.
Do you remember approximately how long it took for him to leave?
5-10 minutes.
I have a moment, Your Honor.
Yes.
What was going through your mind as Mr. Lee was tugging at your pants with his penis out?
I was scared of one. Never met him before. I didn't know who he was. Just in my bag. Throw that. Never experienced anything like that in my life before.
What was going through your mind once he left your apartment?
How that could have happened. Because the situation goes from trying to do him a favor, no complaining, trying to drunk or anything like that, to now he's what has to fucking naked in my bed.
I'm gonna ask you to try not to cuss in the courtroom. I know you're upset, but we're gonna try to be as polite as we can, okay? Did you think about reporting the incident?
I wish it were. But no.
Can you tell Dakota a little bit about what was going through your head that you didn't at the time?
Like, you usually don't talk about it. Like, if something like that happens, it's hard to talk about. It's
I don't want you to go to any details, so just yes or no answer. Did you end up running into Mr. Lee later on in 2023?
yes.
December of 2023, roughly?
Yes.
Again, same thing. I don't want you to go into any details, just yes or no. Did you end up running into Mr. Lee sometime in January of 2024?
Yes.
Without going into what you've said, have you talked to other people about this since 2018?
Yes.
And has that had an effect on how you feel or how you felt about reporting it?
Yes.
Okay. Again, without going into what anyone said, can you tell us a little bit more about that?
This isn't just about physical contact. Those words hint at consciousness of guilt, which prosecutors love to highlight.
Sure. Can you tell us kind of what your mindset was and why your mindset changed?
Once I learned that he's done this to others, and it's continuing paying for it, okay, starts to say something. He has a long history of harming others.
One moment, Your Honor.
Yes.
No further questions at this point, Your Honor. Thank you.
Cross-examination.
Good morning. I'm just going to ask you a series of questions. If you could just sort of follow along and answer them as they come at you. This was an event that was reported to the police initially in 2024. And this was an event that occurred that you're testifying to back in 2018. And in 2018, you did not go to the police. In 2018, you testified that he came to your residence. That's correct. And do you know who he came with? How many people came to your house that evening?
There was force a little county.
Who were the other individuals?
Yeah.
Who did you, what, you said you were at a bar. What bar were you at?
What's important is
No, I'm just,
The answer.
if you could answer my questions.
you couldn't come to us from the bar, join through.
Okay.
So
Fair enough.
So you were at a bar. Which bar were you at? And what day of the week was this? It wasn't during the week? You said a second ago he came with somebody else. He didn't come directly from live. How did that other girl that we don't know to come over to your house?
She came with the other person. I just don't know. Honestly, it's like when you go through a traumatic experience like that, it's kind of.
No, you just say, you just got to say what you remember. So this other girl had been in contact with you to come over to your house, or was it that other girl through somebody else?
That's the emotional core prosecutors need jurors to feel: fear, shock, and betrayal from someone barely known.
Okay, so you said there were 4 total. Was that including you?
Yes.
Okay, so you invited one person. How many people did you actually invite over? And 4 came. 3 came. Did they all come in your apartment together? You know, if they separate times, who came first? And then who came second?
I knew where they were. It has to be in this room for many times.
Okay, so you just brought up another buddy. You said there were 4 people there. How many people were over there?
4.
Okay. So you said they came together or they came at separate times?
They
Okay.
came together on the girl. I knew the girl's name, the girl's name.
Okay, so he comes with somebody else. When did somebody else come? Okay. Is that something you remember, or you're just trying to put together today?
No, this is something.
Okay. About what time did they come to your residence and doing with all these people? Okay, was there alcohol involved?
Yeah.
Okay. Had you been drinking at the bar? Okay, about how much did you had to drink that evening? And what were you drinking? Okay. What time did you get to the bar that day? And you were there till close? What time did they close? Don't close at 3 or 4? Close at 2? Okay. So how well do you, outside of this defendant, how well do you know the other 2 people that were with you?
Sure, what everybody was there.
Okay. How did you get home? Okay. Do you know how these other individuals that came, do you know the other individuals live?
No.
Did you ever know where this defendant lived? Well, what time did the other 2 individuals leave? Okay. Do you know if they left by, do you know what transportation they left in? Did they?
What's important is that he has to stay.
Okay. Did you ask him where he lived? He is basically he's a stranger to you. So you said it was a small apartment?
Yes.
And you guys were all sitting together? There was lots of conversation that evening? Early morning?
Yeah.
Did you get to know him while you were there?
A little bit, but like this kind of the music that's hung out. You know, that was kind of where I would do that. So music have people over most of the time. Like this would be last time I remember some of my that you know. He
has to stay. You said, why don't you take take an Uber home.
He said he's too drunk to drive. He has to sleep on the couch.
You didn't say, can't you walk home?
So it was has to stay. Well, sleep on the couch. I think obviously it was going to happen. But in the house, it was going to happen.
And you said he was intoxicated? Did you watch him drink at your house? You know how many shots he had, or what were you drinking?
He was drinking. It was either whiskey or tequila or vodka. Those are the kind of things I had in the house.
How much did you drink at the bar, and how much did you drink in your house?
I see what you're getting at with all this.
No, you just need to.
I had probably 4 or 5 drinks at the bar, probably 1 or 2 drinks at my house.
You say he woke up. Do you think that he... Let me rephrase. After this evening, did you ever have any additional... Did you ever hang out with the other 2 people outside of this person?
So, anytime I would run into him, it was like over the course of the years, like I worked with different marketing or event planning and roles in different parts. He was always addressed as a priority.
No, strictly the other 2 people that were there. Did you ever run into them?
The girl, I don't know. Some things can't recall.
You never told them what happened?
No.
You didn't go to the police the next day?
No.
You didn't call the police that evening? And this would have been about 4 or 5 in the morning.
This would be later, I don't know, 6 or 7. Everyone left at 4 or 5. He stayed over. I fell asleep. I woke up to him walking in here in my sleep language.
You didn't call the police, did you? You said it took them 5 to 10 minutes to listen to you to leave.
Yeah.
You woke up and he was standing up?
Hey, you've been listening to this.
Does he, after you start screaming at him, does he stand up?
No.
Well, the question is, does he stand up at some point? I mean, he doesn't crawl out of there. Sometimes he stood up from the bed. Okay. So how many minutes were you screaming at him to get out of the bed? Took you 5 minutes to get him out of the bed? And when he stood up, how long between did it take him to leave? I could have him over here.
Yes.
Did you have the TV on? Was there light in the room? when it was dark? Okay, so it was pitch black.
So light if the sun's off.
Okay, how many windows do you have in your room? Can you tell me what type of tattoos you saw on his body?
I just remember his dick and water button hair.
When you say his hair, where was his hair? What you're describing it as blonde.
Yeah.
Well, what part of his body? Does he have any tattoos on throughout his body?
Yeah. Tattoos they did today.
Okay, but on his torso, did he have any tattoos?
Can't recall.
And did you ever text anyone about this occurrence?
Recently, absolutely. Not all the time.
Thank you. Can you redirect?
Just a few questions here. Thank you. Mr. Kwasny, you mentioned that this was just one of those situations where you were out, you were drinking, having fun, and then people came over to your house to hang out. That's something that at the time would happen frequently.
Yeah.
And was it a frequent occurrence to have their friends join and just kind of come to your place to hang out? After what Mr. Lee did to you, did things change?
Absolutely.
Okay, can you tell us a little bit about that?
So, one of the things that having people over time is so I think that should probably be kind of, but something like that happens. Rethink your life. How you put yourself in those situations.
So it would be fair to say that what Mr. Lee did to you had an effect on your life and mindset. And how has it felt having to show up to court a few times and testifying today?
Well, at least you're speaking to that.
Is it easy for you to talk about what has happened to you?
It gets easier as I have to talk about it. But it's not easy.
Thank you. Nothing further.
Anything else? No. You may step out. Thank you, sir. Call your next witness.
Your Honor, people don't have any other ones.
Any witnesses for the defense?
No, Your Honor.
So, Your Honor, a few things. First, I would motion for bind over on the account we have in the complaint currently. I would also need to add that account 2 of indecent exposure. That's under MCL 750-335A2A.
335A.
Let's see, 335A. That's actually it's a 1-year misdemeanor and or $1,000 fine. So I just ask that falls without felony.
Argument. Udricus?
Argument?
Yes, as to the bind over.
As in the bind, obviously, I know the court has the ability to weigh the credibility of this witness. This is an event that occurred 6 years prior to the date of reporting. His testimony was a little bit fuzzy about who he was with, and the occurrence of having knowledge of this event would have been more clear in his mind, having somebody come to his house with another girl that was, he testified that was a friend, he can't recall who that friend was. And he doesn't recall who his other buddy was, but he would call them buddy and friend when he doesn't even know their name. I think that's an indication that, along with the intoxication that he had been drinking since 9, had been drinking all the way up until 4, I think his memory might be a little bit fuzzy about the situation. I just don't think that there is enough question of fact that this actually occurred. So I'd ask the court to not find over on either counts 1 or counts 2.
I don't need argument. Court, listening to Mr. Kwasnick, I guess I deeply disagree with the defendant's or defense rendition of his memory. Those things that certainly are important to him or were important from that evening, he is very vivid.